Hello, hello! Thanks for joining me tonight. We are going to make this super fun, I know it's backwards, but this fall themed card using some really cool techniques. First and foremost is watercolor smooshing, and then we are going to do a little bit of ink splattering. I'll show you how I do that. Hi Jennifer, thanks for joining. And then I've got a little sneak peek of some new washi tape that's coming in the new holiday catalog. So we'll just have some fun together making this card. Now I showed this on my blog today, so all those details will be on that blog post. I will link that in this video after the video goes live. So we're gonna wait a couple minutes for folks to join, but thanks so much for joining. Hope everyone's having a good day today. Let's see if I can get myself set up on my iPad here. Hello, Keith. Thank you for joining. Hi, Christina. Thank you. All right, we're just getting started here. We're going to be making this really cool card together. I know it's backwards. I'm in selfie mode at the moment. So we're going to do this. I'm going to show you that really cool watercolor smooshing technique. So we're just waiting for folks to come on in. And I am just going to pull up my live video so I can make sure I see all your comments. All right. I've had a little bit of a crazy day today. I put my retired items sale out there today, and it was kind of gangbusters, and I think the server couldn't handle it. So we had a little bit of some slowness going on, but that sale is out there. All those items are posted. You can find those on my blog. Up in the menu bar, there's a shop option. And if you click that drop down, there's a retired item sale. So feel free to go shop that sale. Don't do it right now because I want you to stick here with me. But we have over 1,000 items that are posted. So lots of goodies. Thank you all for rolling in. I see you all coming in. Hey, Andrea, thank you. You're amazing, Andrea. So we're going to make this card together tonight. I thought I would. You all have to remind me at the end of this Facebook Live. I always forget to show my face at the end. I'm doing better about showing it at the beginning, but I got to remember to show you my face at the end. So, hey, Robbie, thanks for joining. So, again, I'm curious, of those of you that are on live right now, how many of you have tried this watercolor smooshing technique? Anybody? It's so easy. You're going to love it. It's going to be hard not to use it on your projects. Christina Werner, who's an incredible paper crafting artist, she has a great video tutorial on how to do this watercolor smooshing, and I just love it. So I thought I'd show you sort of my version of doing it and how easy it is. So, hey Robbie, yes, Robbie's asked me if I had fun in Jekyll Island. So my husband and I just celebrated our 10th wedding anniversary on August 18th, and we took a little trip to Jekyll Island for the weekend. So it was a great getaway. The kids were well taken care of by their grandmother, so we had a good weekend. Thanks for asking. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the project. I'm going to flip the camera around. So we are going to make this beautiful fall-themed card. I love this card and how it turned out. So many different elements here. I love this new washi tape. So this is going to be available in the new holiday catalog that's coming out on September 1st, and it's called the Year of Cheer washi tape. So let me just show you really quick what comes in the washi tape. It's a pack of 5, and they are just some stunning washi tapes. We've got gold, silver, this beautiful copper color, and the one we're going to use on tonight's card, which is, let's see, it's kind of got a combination of everything on there, the gold, the silver, the copper, and some patterns, really beautiful. And then this one that's kind of got like a floral type pattern or leaf type pattern, just beautiful. So we're going to use this washi tape, but that's coming up September 1st. You can get your hands on that, the Year of Cheer specialty washi tape. So let's first get started with the watercolor smooshing, because that'll take just a little bit to dry. And thank you, Robbie. Champagne, yes. Okay, so my paper or cardstock of choice when I do this watercolor smooshing is our shimmery white. Now you're not going to be able to see, I don't think, on the camera, but it has a beautiful shimmer to it. It's a heavier cardstock than our normal Whisper White, but it holds ink really nicely and is a great alternative to our watercolor paper. So we're going to use the shimmery white. I love that it has that touch of shimmer because it's just an extra element of interest to the card. So this piece of shimmery white measures 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I have all of these dimensions up on my detailed blog post from today, so don't feel like you need to write them down. But I'm going to bring out some grid paper to kind of protect my surface because I may make a mess. Robbie, that's a good question. Would glossy work? I'm not sure. I haven't tried it with glossy. If anyone's tried it with glossy, let me know. I don't know the answer to that. I haven't worked with glossy enough. I've done a couple of different things with it, but I may try that. Now you have piqued my interest, Miss Robbie. So I will try that and report back, perhaps. Okay, so I'm actually going to use a cellophane bag as kind of my painter's palette surface here. You can use anything that's not going to have liquid seeping into it, right? So you could certainly use an acrylic block. Trying to think what else you could use. Saran wrap. Just grab whatever you have laying around. I just have a drawer full of cellophane bags, so I grabbed one of those. And what I'm going to do is drop some ink from our ink refills onto this cellophane bag. Now the color scheme for this card, I'm going to use, oh, look at the mess I just made. Peekaboo Peach, Soft Sky, and Crushed Curry. And hold on while I grab a baby wipe. In this household with a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, I have an abundance of baby wipes. So let me go ahead and wash my hands off real quick before I ruin the project, before it even gets started. Look at that mess. I think my Peekaboo Peach is leaking. So I told you, anytime I'm live, something fun always happens. So I'm just going to do about 2 drops of each. I'm just spacing them apart a little bit. But 2 drops, so that's the Soft Sky, Crushed Curry. And what I love about this is you can experiment with so many different colors. And look at the mess. I gotta check that bottle out. It's leaking. All right, Peekaboo Peach. As you may notice, I label the bottom of my re-inkers because I store them upside down like this. And it looks like this bottle's leaking a little bit, so I'll have to check that one out. All right, let me get any other ink off my hand here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I just have an aqua painter, and I'm really just using this as a tool to drop water. But I've got water in the barrel here, and I'm just going to squeeze the barrel and add, I'm going to move my card out of the way here. Add a couple drops of water to each of these drops or these puddles of re-inkers, just to kind of water down the color. And I'm adding about 4 drops to each of them. Some of these colors are richer than others. You'll notice. I think the Crushed Curry has a pretty rich color to it. But so I've just got little pools of ink there that I've watered down. I'm afraid to lift this up closer to the camera, but let's see what happens. This could be a disaster. Oh yeah, so you can see I've just kind of watered those down. All right, so then I have a piece of window sheets or acetate. I just cut, I think this measures 3 inches by 4 inches, you know, any size you want. This I just kind of have the, it kind of fits in my hand pretty well. And I am literally just gonna pick up ink with kind of the water tension using my window sheet. And I know this will probably be hard to see on the camera, but I think we're gonna start with, let's start with Crushed Curry right here in the center. And I'm kind of bending it down and picking up ink here. Kind of see how that's working there? All right, so I've picked up a little pool of ink, and then I am literally, like the technique sounds, gonna smoosh it. I'm just pressing it into my paper. See how it kind of spreads around like that, and you can slide it around. I'm just kind of pressing it into the paper, and I'll pick it up and press it down some more, and that's where you start to get some of those really cool patterns. See how fun that is? And you can just mess around with it. All right, so then I'm going to pick up, and you can clean off your acetate sheet if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and pick up. It's up to you. You can let this dry before you add more color, but I'm just going to go ahead and start, so they're going to kind of meld together. Go ahead and pick up some Peekaboo Peach here. I'm just working with that water tension. Okay, and I'm just, I don't know, kind of picking where I want to press it in. This is going to be very abstract. Every single one's going to look different. Okay. And then, just clean this off again. You do not have to clean it off, like I said, totally up to you. And I'm going to pick up some soft sky. I'm going to kind of just fill in where I want that soft sky. Now the soft sky is going to start, because the colors are still a little bit wet, it's going to start to mix in. You'll see some greens kind of popping in here. But again, I am literally just smushing the acetate with the ink onto my paper. Okay, I'm going to do 2 of these because I want to see, you're going to get a different thing every time. All right, so and then I can always go back with any other colors. Like I might pick up some more blue. I don't really have any blue over here on the edge. And again, this is just a background, all right? So we're gonna have, some different focal points here, and it's just gonna have a really interesting background. All right, so I'm gonna put this one to the side and let that dry, and I'm gonna bring in another piece of shimmery white, again, 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And let's see. You can also experiment with making your paper a little bit wet, and it'll absorb the colors a little bit differently. All right, so pick up some crushed curry here. See, I mean, the crushed curry is very rich, so I could have even watered that down a little bit more. All right, some Peekaboo Peach. And I kind of love how you get a little bit of these little water droplets that kind of show up around the perimeter of our focal point here. I love seeing your comments. So many of you are saying you can't wait to try it. That's what I love. This is so much fun. I love it. I love it. And I don't know who actually came up with the term watercolor smooshing, but it's so fun to say. All right, let's get a little bit of blue up top here. I do love this blue. So I'm going to just keep adding a little bit more of it. But again, kind of like reach into your inner artist here and have fun with it. Experiment with color combos and just have at it. All right, I think I don't know which one I like better. What do you guys think? Left or right? Well, I'm going to put ink splatter on both of them because I can't decide. All right. So that's the watercolor smooshing, or at least the way I do it. So again, window sheet, grab something plastic to put your ink on as a palette. Jackie likes the left, Andrea likes both, Victoria likes the right. All right, left or last one I did, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna ink splatter both of these just to kind of show you how this will also look different. So I'm gonna grab one of our Stampin' Write markers. This is in Cajun Craze. Now I pulled this color palette from a designer series paper that's coming in the new holiday catalog. I cannot remember the name of it, but it has all these beautiful colors. So we've got the Peekaboo Peach, Crushed Curry, Soft Sky, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Lemon Lime Twist is in there. A lot of really cool colors that you probably wouldn't have put together on your own. So Cajun Craze. And our Stampin' Write markers come with two different ends. The one that has the thinner strip, that would be your pen tip. And then the one with the thicker stripe, that would be your brush tip. So we're actually going to use the brush tip end, and I'm going to use the cap as an instrument. And so I'm right-handed. My right hand's my dominant hand, so I put the cap in my left hand, and I'm going to put the brush tip kind of inside the cap. I'm going to hold that up closer so you can see. I put it inside the cap and use that as leverage to flick ink onto my project, okay? And then I'm kind of aiming it at an angle, because I kind of want the ink to go in this direction. So you aim it in the direction that you want it to go, and then I just somewhat forcefully, although I want to make sure that I'm not damaging my Stampin' Write markers. Now obviously if you do this over and over and over again, you may damage your markers, but I have not yet, and I do this technique quite a bit. So I'm going to put it in the cap and just flick it. You see that? I'm going to just keep doing that until it gets to where I like it. Flick it again. I might do it one more time. Okay? So there's that really cool, you kind of get different sized ink splatters. Now I did have someone ask me a question today. She was getting pretty uniform sized ink splatters there. And it's possible that her marker is running a little bit low on ink. And so one of the suggestions I had, which I haven't tried, but I said, why don't you try putting a drop of re-inker right there on the tip just before you flick it, and maybe that would give you some better results. So there's that panel. Let's do this one. Same thing, okay? So I'm putting the brush end into the cap, and I'm using that to flick ink onto the project. And by doing it at a little bit of an angle, so I'm kind of holding it at, I'm not sure I'm going to show you that on the camera, but I'm holding it at an angle so that it does give that splatter some, differing sizes of ink splatter. Now, one tip I will share with you is, since you have put ink into the cap, if you were to go to use your marker to color on a stamp or to color something in, you'll see I've got ink all over it. So that's one thing you want to remember. You should have seen my fingers last night. I had ink all over them because I forgot, but you can kind of clean that off before you need to use it. So it is a little messy, but I love the effect. So there's what that one looks like. Okay. So that is, whenever you see this on my projects, I use this technique a lot, but that's how you do it. Use your little Stampin' Write marker. Okay. It's a great tip we got from Sarah and Shelly Gardner. Well, Sarah Douglas, but our CEO, she loves to do this on her projects as well. All right, so I think I am going to go with the one on the left, people. All right, I am still going to use this, obviously, for a card, but let's go ahead and go with this one. And thank you, Andrea. Andrea said gorgeous. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move this off my work surface because we're done with the messy part. And now what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, okay? So we're going to use Early Espresso, and we're using the stamp set. Whoops, not that one. Let's see. Colorful Seasons. I love this stamp set. It comes bundled. And let me see if I can find the rest of the die so I can show you. Maybe? Yes. Okay. Seasonal layers. So these two come bundled together, and the die that we're going to use that I've pulled out of this is this really intricate leaf die. But so these two you can buy in a bundle at a 10% savings. I highly recommend it because you can get so many seasons out of it. Really cool Adirondack chair here, snowflakes, the leaves, just a really beautiful suite here, and some great sentiments. Just breathe, you make me smile, thinking of you. So I love this set. Seasonal layers and colorful seasons. I believe it is called the Colorful Seasons bundle. So first, let's go ahead and do our stamping, and I'm using the stamp, the sentiment, "You Make Me Smile." I just re-inked my ink pad, so hopefully it's not too wet. I think it's okay. All right, you make me smile, and I'm just going to put that down towards the bottom here. Okay. And then based on where I put that sentiment is where I'm going to add my washi tape. So let's find the end here. And I'm just going to kind of do this in varying lengths here. And I'm doing a little bit more to the right side so I can wrap it around the back. Just going to wrap it a little bit around the back of this panel. And then I'll do a second strip just slightly longer. And I do have kind of this torn edge that I love. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to actually lay this one down. And I've got it about 1/8 of an inch separation between those two strips. I'm going to go ahead and wrap that leftover around the back. All right, so that's a really cool element there. Got some shine to it. Then next I'm going to go ahead and cut out. Yes, Robbie says she loves that washi. I do too. It's so easy, especially with these really thin pieces, to add a really cool metallic element to your projects, and very easily. So, okay. Get situated here. I'm going to bring my Big Shot out. I am using the magnetic platform for this, just because it happened to be what I had out. But you can also use the detail. What's the detailed one, you guys? Can you help me with the name of that? The precision base plate. You can also use that because this is a very detailed die. And I'm just using a, hold on, let me get my paper for you. A 2" by 2" square piece of Cajun Craze, and we're going to use the Sizzix adhesive sheets, the multi-purpose adhesive sheets here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm just going to cut a size that I need here. Doing this on the fly. But this is great for our very detailed dies. You don't have to mess with putting adhesive on those, which can be very tedious. So I just cut a piece of the multi-purpose adhesive sheet that'll fit this 2" square, and you're going to peel off the side that has the letters on it. Okay, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to stick that to the Cajun Craze piece. All right, now this opposite side is backing as well, but we're going to go ahead and run this through the Big Shot. What this is essentially doing is turning this piece of cardstock into a sticker. So the whole back side of this now has adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and put that onto, I've got the magnetic platform, I've got a cutting plate, cardstock with the adhesive side down. I'm going to put my die on there. Make sure that that's gonna, no overhang there. And then the top cutting plate. Now because this is a detailed die, I'm gonna run this through kind of forwards and backwards. So run that through. And I'll just do it. Oh, back and forth 4 times, why not? Okay, pull that off. Get the Big Shot out of the way. And then we've got our die brush. And I'm just going to run that along. So that's going to pop that out, okay? Popped out really easily. Now we've got a bunch of little pieces here that are actually, some of them are going to be hanging on because sometimes it doesn't always cut all the way through the backing of the multi-purpose sheet. That's okay. It did cut through the cardstock. It just doesn't always go through that plastic backing. So all I'm going to do at this point is pull off that adhesive backing. And those little pieces should come off with it. Most of them anyways. They'll kind of stick to that adhesive backing. How cool is that? So we can toss that away, even though it is kind of pretty. I could probably put that in a project. But look, all of those pieces came out. And then we're just gonna, like I said, this is a sticker. So we're just gonna stick that on our card. I'm gonna do that a little bit of an angle here. just press that onto the cardstock. Now, totally up to you. I'm just going to burnish it a little bit and make sure that that's really on there. I do have one little piece I see that didn't pop out. Just going to use my little paper piercing tool and get that. Here we go. It's coming together. All right, now let's go ahead and glue our layers together. I've got a 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 piece of soft sky, and we're gonna just use my favorite glue, the liquid multi-purpose. I got stuff sticking to my hands here, and I'm just gonna put a border around the back of that. Whoops, hold on, let's get some of that adhesive off there. There we go. I am putting a little bit of extra glue on here just because the paper warps just slightly since we put some watercolor technique on there. So this is going to give me just about a 1/16 of an inch border of the soft sky peeking through. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and I've got a piece of early espresso that measures 11 inches by 4 1/4, and it's just scored in the middle at the 5 1/2 inch mark. All right. Yes, Linda, that's a great idea. She says she loves the leaf and that we have an imprint sheet that we could use as a shaker. That's right. You can do some really, really cool things with it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put liquid glue on the back of this layer. You guys are getting a peek into how I make my cards here. That's going to be a little bit wider of a border, which I love. All right, it's coming together. Now, early espresso, you can't really write on the inside, so I always add a layer of Whisper White or Very Vanilla, depending on what my color scheme is. But this measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I usually kind of get these cut in bulk. I've done a couple different ways. I have a trimmer that cuts quite a few layers at a time. So I'll do that, or I'll take it up to FedEx or Staples or something and ask them to cut a whole pack of Whisper White for me so that I always have liners for the inside of my cards. But then this way you can actually write in your card, okay? So that's the card there. Now I'm just going to add a couple of our glitter enamel dots. Love these, and I love the ombre effect, the different sizes, and you know, while these are specific colors, help me remember, we've got Old Olive, Berry Burst, Crushed Curry, and Dapper Denim? I think so. But because of the ombre, you can get away with mixing these with similar colors. So, but I'm going to use the Crushed Curry here, and I love to just use my paper piercer, and we'll just pick up kind of an assortment of the enamel dots. Let's see, let's do the small one. Now I'm going to share with you a little secret. So this card, I goofed. I pushed too hard on my stamp, and so I got a little bit of a halo here. So I just embellished. Like I've said before, mistakes are opportunities for embellishment. So I just hid my little mistake there with this little glitter enamel dot. So all right, so we're going to stick one. I'm just kind of randomly, I typically like to work in 3s. I just kind of like how it balances the card layout. And some of these you're not really going to see, but if you look closely at the card, you start to see that little glitter effect. So I love kind of those teeny surprises. And then I'll just stick one over here. So there we go. There's our little fall-themed card. I don't think I forgot anything, but super fun. I shared, obviously, watercolor smooshing, how I flick ink onto my projects. We've got a sneak peek here of the that Year of Cheer specialty designer washi tape. Love that stuff. And just a really cool fall card. So who's excited for fall? It is my favorite season. I cannot wait. I'm done with the 90-degree days here in Atlanta. But anyway, so I'm excited for fall projects. The holiday catalog has incredible products for the fall. You are going to fall in love with them. So if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Let me know if you'd like me to drop a catalog in the mail to you. I do have catalogs on my person, so would love to do that. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera so I don't forget. So hold on. Let's bring you back. There we go. All right, so a couple things I want to talk about. So thank you all for joining me for this project. I thought I'd switch it up a little bit and make a card for y'all. And yes, Deidre says pumpkin spice everything. I cannot wait for a pumpkin spice latte. And any excuse to have pumpkin bread or pumpkin pie in my mind. So anyways, let's see. We've got a couple promotions that are going on. First and foremost is Paper Pumpkin. If you have not subscribed to Paper Pumpkin, you can get it for half off for the month of September. You just need to sign up by September 10th is the deadline, and it is half off. 0917 is the code. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Another promo, we have a bundle that you can get your hands on. I'm going to forget the name of it. It's a Christmas bundle. You can get your hands on it early before it releases on September 1st in the holiday catalog. And I've got a free gift for that, a free roll of ribbon if you order that bundle through me. You can get those details on my blog as well. And what am I missing? My retired item sale, I just launched it today. I have not put it out. I didn't advertise it on my blog today, but it is out there and available for shopping. You can find that sale on my blog. In the menu at the top, there's a button for shop, and if you click on that, on the bottom you'll see retired item sale. We have, well, as of this morning, we had over 1,000 items for sale. A lot of things have sold, so you'll know what I'll be doing tonight. We had, I don't know, like 60 orders that came in today, so that'll be fun to pack those up. But I'd love for you to get some deals on some retired items. They're from Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, so they're in great, gently used shape. Some things are totally brand new. So go out and check those items, see if anything meets your fancy, and trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I come live every Wednesday at 8 p.m., so my weekly Wednesday Facebook Lives. I'd love to see you next Wednesday. And I will post this video on today's detailed blog post. I will add the link to that blog post in this Facebook video. It will post to my Facebook page when we're done. I will also add it to YouTube, so if you're a subscriber on my YouTube channel, you'll see it there as well. And I'm going to come up with another fun project for you tomorrow to post on my blog. So normally I post Thursday my Facebook Live from Wednesday, but today I decided to show you from my card today. I had too many fun things I wanted to tell you about on this card, so I decided to demonstrate this for you. So I've had a lot of questions about that watercolor smooshing technique. So thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, as always, just reach out to me. And thanks again. I hope to see you next Wednesday. Have a wonderful and blessed week. Take care. Bye.